Hello, Patriots. This is Dr. Dawn. Today I'm going to bring you some stories that may seem like a joke, but they are actually real. So let's get started. The first one we're going to talk about Gavin Newsom in California, and he has just handed out another unbelievably insane guidance. I am not sure if he is thinking of these things on his own or if he has other people that are influencing him, but either way, it's really quite nuts. And this one is the COVID-19 industry guidance for hair salons and barbershop services that now have to be moved to the outdoors. Okay, this is not a joke. So, first of all, he closes down the barbershops and the hair salons. And then he says that they can open up, so they have to go through all these hoops to open up. Then he closes them down again, and now he says that if they move them outside, that they can be open, but he has the guidelines for them to move them. And I'm going to go over some of them with you because if you happen to be a business owner, you may want to think twice about doing what he's asking you to do because all I see is lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit for you. And he's pretty much tried to cover his butt in this guidance here. So let's talk about the purpose of it. Okay, this document, guidance for hair salons and barbershops to support a safe, clean, outdoor environment for workers and customers, hair salons or barbershop owners or operators must acknowledge that the lessee should only resume operations when they are ready and able to implement the necessary safety measures, which are literally insane. And he's also covering his butt because he says, as it does not include county health orders, nor is it a substitute for any existing safety and health-related regulatory requirements such as those of Cal OSHA or the California Board of Barbering and Cosmetology stay. So I don't know how these orders can stay in place when he's actually asking them to move outside. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to wash somebody's hair. Are you supposed to bring a hose and just, hose them down? I really don't think that's part of the licensing practice, and you might get sued for doing that. But Gavin Newsom has thought of covering his butt on this one. So let's talk more about this. Outdoor operations may be conducted under a tent or canopy or other sun shelter as long as no more than one side is closed, allowing sufficient outdoor air. Salons and barbershops should not perform a service that will require a customer to have to enter the establishment. So now they must bring all their equipment outside. They must now have a shelter. And let's see, in some places in California, it's about 100 degrees outside. So what exactly are these customers supposed to be doing? Sitting out underneath this tent, which is supposed to, shelter them from the heat. Well, he also talks about heat stroke in here. He's covering his butt on that as well. And the funniest thing is he even talks about sunscreen. But he didn't provide any guidelines for bug bites, so I think he must have left that one out. So let's continue with the insanity of this order. Okay, let's see, what does he say here? Businesses that are open to the public should be cognizant of the exemptions to wearing face coverings. So, of course, you also have to wear a face covering and may not exclude any member of the public for not wearing a face covering if that person is complying with the guidance. Business will need to develop policies for handling these exemptions among customers, clients, and workers. So basically what he's telling you is put a sign up somewhere. I guess you could hang it from the canopy that you have outside that says that you must wear masks and your clients must wear masks, except if they have a health issue, which of course he doesn't want to tell you in this one. You have to click on to the next page, which goes over the exemptions, which I've put in other videos, and I'm also going to attach this here. Okay, so let's go on with the insanity. So if you're complying with Cal OSHA the standards for heat illness prevention for outdoor workers, including an effective heat illness prevention plan with written procedures. So basically, he's saying that they need to have access to water, access to shade, cool down breaks, emergency procedures for health illness cases, monitoring of employees who are having problems during the heat wave, and training on heat illness prevention. Adhere to the guidelines below. Failure to do so could result in workplace illness that may cause operations to be temporarily closed or limited. So basically, what he wants is for the workers to be masked and also to have a plastic shield over their face. But they must not get overheated, even though they're outside and it could be 110 degrees, like some places in Palm Springs or even certain places in California, they get very, very hot. And so you have to have frequent breaks and water. And you know what? If somebody passes out, it's not the state's fault because they've told you about it. It's your fault as a business because, you've brought your business outside. You've chosen that you want to open your business. And so you need to follow these guidelines and you've brought your business outside. So now you're responsible. Isn't that delightful how that works? And lastly, because the hilarity never ends with this man. Okay. Encourage the use of credit cards. So they don't want you to have cash in your business. So he wants you to use credit cards. And they also want you to consider upgrading to touchless faucets. How are we supposed to get those faucets outside under the canopy? Okay, we'll have to think about that. Soap and paper towel dispensers and adding touchless automatic hand sanitizer dispensers. Remove any unnecessary products do not belong in the restrooms. But wait, they're not supposed to come into the hair studio, so they wouldn't be using the restroom. So I guess all of this doesn't apply anymore unless we're going to have like open air bathrooms. Yeah, that might be interesting. And one more thing, which I thought was, also hilarious, is he even covers the rewiring. Say the state doesn't want to get in a lawsuit when you have to use electrical cords and everything and extension cords running from your business outside under your tent. So he says rewiring the use of electrical extension cords can increase the likelihood of electrical hazards, including fire, and he wants to make sure that it's covered under OSHA. The other thing is ensure there are no tripping hazards from those cords, and he wants everyone to use skin protection. So sunscreen is really a must. Maybe he'll have like people going around touching people's faces to see if they have proper sunscreening. So yeah, he's really thought this plan through. So basically, anyone that wants to open their business that is a hair salon or a barber shop, he's pretty much setting you up for a lawsuit. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, he's shut down the courts. So anyone that wants to file a lawsuit against him for these ridiculous guidelines, well, the courts are closed at the moment in California. So that's California. Let me just get to these other two stories quickly. This one's taking place in Broward County, where, of course, that is also a mayor who's running that city. And now they are saying the county officials is requiring citizens to wear face masks in their home. So I guess now they have a face mask police person that comes to your home and checks to see if you have a face mask on. Even though it just came out that sheltering in home, or which I like to call, you're basically locked down or house arrest, is not good for coronavirus. It's actually better if you go outside. But I guess not in Broward County, Florida. And lastly, which I think is so rich, if anyone remembers Keith Ellison, he's the one that's been accused by two different women of abuse. reports of domestic abuse. One of them said that he dragged her out of the bed, I think, or the room, using foul language at her. Her son had reported it. Well, now Minnesota AG Keith Ellison says he doesn't want police to respond to rape calls. How rich is that? All right, I'll let that sink in for all of you, and I will actually put the links to these stories in the box below. If you have any comments, please leave them. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, share my video, and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.